Once upon a time, there was a poor woodcutter who lived in a small village near a dense forest. He earned his living by cutting down trees and selling the wood in the market. The woodcutter was honest and hard-working, but had very little to show for his efforts. One day, as he was chopping a tree near a river, his axe slipped from his hands and fell into the water. The river was deep and swift, and the woodcutter knew he would never be able to retrieve it. He sat down on the riverbank, put his head in his hands, and wept bitterly. Suddenly, a beautiful fairy appeared before him. "Why are you crying, woodcutter?" she asked. The woodcutter explained his misfortune. The fairy took pity on him and said, "Don't worry, I will help you." She dove into the river and emerged a few moments later with a golden axe. "Is this your axe?" she asked. The woodcutter looked at the splendid axe and replied, "No, that is not my axe." The fairy dived into the river again and came up with a silver axe. "Is this your axe?" she asked. Again the woodcutter shook his head. "No, that is not my axe either." The fairy smiled and dived once more. This time she brought up the woodcutter's old iron axe. "Is this your axe?" she asked. The woodcutter's face lit up with joy. "Yes, that's my axe," he exclaimed. The fairy was impressed with the woodcutter's honesty. "Because you have been honest," she said, "I will give you all 3 axes as a reward." The woodcutter went home happily with his new riches. He told the story to his friends and neighbors, and soon everyone in the village knew about the fairy's generosity. Some time later, a greedy neighbor decided to try his luck. He went to the same spot by the river, deliberately threw his axe into the water, and began to cry. The fairy appeared and asked him why he was crying. The neighbor told her that he had lost his axe, and the fairy, just as before, went into the river and brought up a golden axe. "Is this your axe?" she asked. "Yes, that's my axe," the neighbor exclaimed eagerly. The fairy saw through his deceit and said, "You are not being honest." She disappeared, taking the golden axe with her, and the greedy neighbor was left with nothing. The moral of the story is that honesty is always rewarded, while dishonesty can lead to loss and misfortune. If you like the video, please like the video. I am new on the channel. Subscribe to the channel and press the bell. Okay, until then.